Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to make kenkey. Kenkey is one of the staple foods in Ghana. Every tribe has kenkey and we all love it. So today I'm going to show you how to make it from scratch. In front of me I have corn dough, I have corn leaves, I have salt, and I have 2 cups of water. Now I've separated the corn dough into 2 parts. The smaller part we are going to cook, and the bigger part we are going to leave raw. Now the key to having really nice kenkey is to having more of the uncooked part, because after the smaller part is cooked we shall be mixing it into the uncooked part and then boil it afterwards. So let's get started. So I've put my smaller part of the cornmeal into the pan, and I'm now going to add 2 cups of water. As you can see, there are a lot of lumps, so the purpose of adding the water is to make sure that we get rid of all the lumps in the cornmeal before we start cooking it. And I'm going to be mixing this by hand. I forgot to mention this before, but I left my cornmeal to ferment for 2 days. The longer you leave it to ferment, the longer you can keep your kenkey. So the corn dough is fully mixed now. There are no lumps. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my salt, and then I'm going to start stirring the corn dough until I get a thick consistency, which is what we are looking for. It's almost like making banku, but we aren't making banku at this time. As you can see, the consistency is becoming thicker, so I'm going to start stirring really fast to make sure that there are no lumps in the corn dough. And I'm going to keep stirring this until I achieve the thick consistency that I'm going for. Depending on how soft or how thick you want your kenkey to be, you can be adding water in between stirring. If you want it really soft, you can go ahead and add a few more cups of water whilst you are stirring. So this is how your corn dough should look like. I was stirring this for about 15 to 20 minutes to make sure that I get the consistency that I wanted. So now we are going to move on to the next step. So I poured the raw corn dough into a bigger bowl, and I've added the small part that I cooked earlier on. I also have 1 cup of water next to me to help me mix the two together to get a smooth consistency. So like I said before, depending on how soft or how thick you want it, you can go ahead and add more water as you are mixing it by hand. The cooked corn dough and the raw corn dough are now fully mixed together, and this is how it looks like now. You can go ahead and start forming them into medium-sized balls, ready to be placed into the corn leaf later on. Now in the process of forming the corn dough into medium-sized balls, you can have them bigger or smaller if you want to. now that we have finished forming the corn dough into our desired size, we can now move on to the next step, which will be to wrap the kenkey into the corn leaves. Now, to make it manageable to work with the corn leaves, you can go ahead and sprinkle some water on the corn leaves so that they soften up a bit, or you can go ahead and wash it, which will make it even more easier. So I'm gonna now demonstrate how I'm wrapping the corn leaf around the kenkey. Wrapping the corn leaves around the kenkey is not as easy as I thought it would be, but I was able to manage it. So I'm gonna take a corn leaf and start wrapping it around the kenkey, and I'm gonna do that until the kenkey is fully covered. And what you will see me doing next is twisting the tail of the kenkey, twisting it until it's tight, and then I will make a hole on the side of the kenkey and push in the leaf, and then close the kenkey again. It's a bit difficult to explain, but you will see what I'm talking about later on. At the moment, I'm just repeating the process, and I'll be repeating this process until I've covered all my kenkey. So as you can see, when I place the kenkey on the corn leaf, I mold it to try and get like a smooth round shape. So this is how the kenkey should look like after you have wrapped it into your corn leaves. I'm really proud of myself because this was my first attempt. So we are now going to move on to boiling the kenkey. To prevent your kenkey from burning or sticking to the bottom of your pan, you can go ahead and use some of the kenkey leaves and place them at the bottom of your pan, and then go ahead and add your kenkey into the pan and then add water. After you've added water, cover the kenkey with a plastic bag and leave it to cook for 2 to 3 hours. After the kenkey is fully covered, go ahead and place the lid of the pan on top and leave it to cook for 3 hours. I'll be adding pictures of how this looked in the end. Thank you for watching, guys.